The future is finally here. I'm sure that you guys have noticed a lot of these humanoid robots popping up on the internet recently. Like for example, the already infamous Neo robots, developed by an American Norwegian company that is meant to be a home helper. Or maybe you have seen these new humanoid robots developed by China, which are shocking people due to the fact that they basically can move exactly like human beings. Yes, all of that stuff is really great and creepy, but what if I told you guys that my home country of Russia has also just presented its own AI humanoid robot that is meant to show the rest of the world what for, and that the presentation of the robot was such a disaster that even Russian propaganda is pissed off right now. I introduce to you AIDOL. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you have probably already seen this, but nevertheless. This is absolute cinema, okay? They're playing the Rocky theme, he walks out, tries to, wave a little bit and just falls. Bro, how is this f***ing real, man? Like, how is this not a skit? So yeah, he did a few little baby steps, waved, and then, completely fell down like your, drunk uncle does. And then he just, he's getting taken away by the people, by the workers, by the participants of the presentation. I'm sorry, but you literally cannot come up with like a more comedic scene and moment than this. The Rocky theme is just absolute cinema, you guys. Like, you literally cannot come up with this. But yes, lovely people, what you just witnessed right here was the presentation of Russia's first AI-powered humanoid robots known as AIDOL. No, not IDOL, AIDOL. This presentation took place recently in Moscow on November 12th, and if you guys want to know what AIDOL is, they have an official website. Here it says it's the first Russian anthropomorphic robot with AI created by AI, whatever that means. And apparently the guy actually comes in two forms as well. He exists both as a stand-in robot and also a table version. So apparently the robot can also exist as like a table assistant of some sorts, like, Amazon Alexa or whatever, or Yandex Alisa, right? Except that it creeps you the fuck out. You could claim that he low-key kinda looks like Vladimir Putin in like 2004 or something, the young Putin, but in my opinion this guy looks more like the Russian singer Vitas. You know that weird Russian singer who used to dress up in these crazy outfits? Chandra, 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 Bedram. Whoa, whoa. This is it right here. This is fucking Vitas. It's not Vladimir Putin, dude. But being completely serious though, it is super uncanny. Like, I think there's a reason why other robots that are produced by other countries, like for example the Neo robot that I mentioned, or Xpeng, the Chinese one that is popping off right now that everybody's talking about, they know about the concept of Uncanny Valley then. And they specifically designed the robot so that it actually does not have a face. It just has a screen and maybe like basic features. But the Russian engineers just said, fuck it, let's make the ugliest thing imaginable that is gonna scare your children. This right here is what was shown at this presentation right after the robot fell. The creators basically just admitted defeat and instead decided to show the table version of the robot to the people, and they specifically made a point to talk about how proud they are of the facial technology.
Which can carry out three key functions: moving through space, handling objects, and interacting with people. This is a robot that doesn't just follow commands, but also interacts with people in a natural and emotional way. Look at space.
Bro, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Like, he's still drunk, I think, the robot. I think that's the issue here, right? They trained the AI model on, like, regular Russian drunks that you just see on the street. That's the reason why the robot fell over, actually. Maybe that's why he looks like a straight-up tweaker as well. Like, all these movements as well. It looks like the guy is, like, fiending. My guy's just absolutely fiending for some bayarishnik, hawthorn extract. The stuff that Russian homeless dudes drink or whatever. Or perhaps maybe you could say that this is the first robot in the world with fetal alcohol syndrome. Because they clearly were, the creators or the parents of this robot were clearly drunk in the process of its conception.
Base. Inside are 19 servos and a system of flexible drives for the face mask. They're what convey the full range of the robot's emotions.
I'm sure Everything will be fine with the side panel.
So hey there people, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. I talk about ridiculous stuff happening in Russia and the world. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and let's continue marveling at this amazing achievements of Russian technology. So yes, AIDOL is very much a real thing. This is a real project. AIDOL apparently stands for Artificial Intelligence Dynamic Organism Lab, which is kind of a stupid acronym if I'm gonna be completely honest. Also the fact that it's in English is a little unpatriotic in my opinion. But yeah, the reason why it's called AIDOL instead of simply IDOL is because that's just how you write IDOL in Russian. And also they wanted to use the word AI. And before I tell you who actually created this abomination, I want to show you this right here, an official video released by the creators in response to the presentation and to the robot falling down.
Hi, AIDOL here. I know many of you are worried about how I'm doing. Don't worry, I'm fine. I'm in good hands. My recovery won't take long. My team is already giving me a drip of pure electricity and cleaning the lenses on my cameras so I can see better and handle the attention of a dozen camera flashes.
Yeah, so, first of all, the pose is incredible. Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox looking as. This is actually how the creators of the robot explained the situation, why the robot fell at the event. It's because apparently the robot couldn't handle the lights in the room and couldn't handle like camera flashes or whatever. They didn't test the robot for these conditions or something, and apparently because the robot entered the room, there were a lot of strobe lights pointed at him. Once again, cameras, phones. The robot's senses apparently freaked out and that is why he fell and lost composure. So yeah guys, in the future World War III or whatever, when we're fighting robots, if you're in a 1v1 with a Russian fucking Ivan Drago Spetsnaz Black Ops robot, just do this. Okay, just do this and you're set. He's gonna be knocked the fuck down. And obviously guys, I don't want to poke fun too much at these guys, like, clearly these guys like know more than I do. I'm not a fucking robotics expert in any way. But I'm just saying, the robots that, China has presented and shown, they don't have this issue of falling down and losing composure and balance because of a bunch of lights and like flashes. So yeah, much to think about.
While I was coming back online, rumors started spreading that I was created with government and corporate money. I can state with full confidence, that's not true.
Okay.
Everything invested in me is only the faith and hard work of my creators team. Trust the primary source.
Yes. Oh, like, what is this? Why is the robot addressing the fact that... why is the robot addressing the allegation of being created by the Russian government in this video? And look, from what I gathered, right, on the internet, I did a little bit of research. As far as I understand, AIDOL was created by the AIDOL Corporation, registered in Russia, but it's actually a part of a bigger, like, conglomerate that has been started in Russia recently, which is known as the New Tech Coalition. And it's apparently a huge organization that includes different robotics manufacturers, universities, tech companies, and so on and so on. And once again, even though the creators of the robot are currently claiming that this robot, their whole company, has nothing to do with the Russian government and that no Russian governmental funds and like tax money has been spent on this, it's actually not exactly true, because this New Tech Coalition actually includes several governmental universities that are owned by the states, including universities in Perm, Kazan, and St. Petersburg. Also, the tech companies that are part of this coalition have received funding from non-profits, organizations, and also investment funds directly owned and funded by the Russian governments, such as Rosnano, for example. And also the creators of the AIDOL company have previously held positions in such huge state tech conglomerates such as Rostech, for example. So long story short, basically yes, it is funded by the Russian government. And the only reason why they actually had to clarify this and make excuses is because this robot is currently being shat on by the Z community and like patriotic Russians for essentially wasting taxpayer money in a time of war, which we will get back to.
My neural network has just logged a new entry. What is truly frightening is not to fall, but not to get back up. With love. From the bottom of my robotic heart. Yours, AIDOL. See you soon!
Yeah, I mean, holy cope. Holy cope. Важно не то, что ты упал, важно, что ты встал. Чисто пацанские цитаты из ВКонтакте, я не знаю. I mean, bars, what can I say? I appreciate the perseverance, I guess, but it's still not looking great, what can I say? And obviously the damage has already been done, because the entirety of the West and the rest of the world is basically taking the piss out of Russia right now for this. That this right here is Russia's greatest achievement as far as technology and robotics and so on.
It was one small step for a robot, followed by one giant faceplant. The much-hyped Moscow debut of AIDOL, billed as Russia's first AI-powered humanoid robot. emerging to the theme song from Rocky. It managed a small wave before tumbling over. Organizers...
So yeah, you get it. Like, it's a massive aura loss for Russia right now, is all I can say here. Russia has taken a massive L with this. And the thing is, this is not actually like the first robot that Russia has ever created. Russia has created robots before. Like, for example, there was this project back in like 2019 called Fyodor, which was an idea of a Russian robot that apparently even was sent to the International Space Station once. And I found this video right here demonstrating the robot, by the way. Of course, guys. This could not get even more fucking dystopian, but here it is. I guess at least with this robot, they were like a little bit more open about what they're actually trying to do with it. But again, guys, don't you worry. If you see this guy chasing you in World War III, just do this, like I already said. Then he has absolutely no chance. But still, once again, this is a massive aura loss. Russia is being clowned on right now, and actually, Russian propaganda is not particularly happy about this, for a few reasons. And in particular, the Russian propaganda pundit Vladimir Solovyov had a hilarious crash out about this robot in his presentation on his show.
Нахожусь в состоянии легкого бешенства. Вчера зачем-то в нашей стране состоялась презентация человекоподобного робота. Под музыку Рокки выводит на сцену русского человека AIDOL. С ним идут двое парней, и он, короче говоря, нахрен падает. Это снимался фильм о том, как своровать государевы или частные деньги? Вот этот бесконечный позор был о чем?
So yes, you get it. He's mad. He's mad. He's mad about state funding being spent on this. And he's essentially saying that this robot was just a campaign to steal some money from the government. Which is true, by the way. That is how Russia works. This country is corrupt as shit. Anything that's being done, there's a ton of money that's stolen. Any infrastructure, any roads, any of these like governmental tech conglomerate projects like Rosnano and Rostec, once again, all these companies just waste billions and billions of taxpayer money. They just go into pockets of shady politicians. Although I do think it's kind of funny to hear this criticism coming from Solovyov, who is once again a parasite on the decaying body of Russia, who is also sucking, you know, state and tax money out of Russia and creating garbage, right? But alas, let's continue.
Параллельно с этим китайские товарищи... Я просто от ненависти, знаете, слова исчезают. Китай показал следующее изделие.
Why is he so mad, dude? What the fuck? I've never seen Solovyov get this mad about anything else, honestly. The war, corruption, whatever. He's never mad. It's okay for him. A robot fell down on the stage, now that's the worst thing Russia has ever done.
Вот, посмотрите. Китайцы представили нового человекоподобного робота. Не с добрым русским названием AIDOL. Взяли, отрезали и показали. Вот так это выглядит. Скажите, пожалуйста, мы можем сравнить походку двух роботов? Зачем вы устроили этот позор на весь мир? По словам гендиректора AIDOL Владимира Витухина, уровень локализации уже достиг 77%, а целевой показатель 93%. Компания ООО AIDOL была зарегистрирована несколько месяцев назад, однако уже получила поддержку новой технологической коалиции, куда входят ведущие российские IT и робототехнические компании. Источник РИА Новости на рынке сообщил, что стоимость AIDOL может составлять от 100 до 300 миллионов рублей. Вот этот позор вы показали зачем?
Again, like, why is he so mad, dude? He's making another point here, once again, which are the two reasons why everybody's hating this robot right now. First of all, yes, it did use, like, state funding and tax money, basically. And second, yes, it's fucking embarrassing. It's just a massive, you know, L. It's a massive aura loss. It is shameful, right? And everybody's clowning on Russia right now, but like, why is he so mad, man? This is not the first time Russia has embarrassed itself in the last few years, and Solovyov is usually fine with everything that Russia does. I don't know why he's so mad about this. I guess because, you know, he's not seeing that 300 million rubles or whatever, that it's not going into his pocket. That's the only reason why he's pissed, maybe.
Робот Оптимус Илона Маска. Та-та-та-та-та-та. Трам-пам-пушки, трам-папа. Он танцует. И вот через несколько дней тот же самый робот. Все видно, да? Притом, заметьте, музыки под Рокки нет. Нет людей, идущих рядом. Правда? Есть какой-то смешной человек, Илон Маск. который показывает, что вытворяет его робот. И вот теперь на поле боя сталкивается робот Илона Маска, китайский робот и AIDOL. Ну, во-первых, сразу будет заметно, то, что AIDOL должны сопровождать два человека в одежде, которые должны голову AIDOL держать, так как он нахрен падает. И рядом танцующий робот Илона Маска. У нас же все хорошо.
This is like one of those situations where like he's actually right. Like he is right. But he's coming from a ridiculous place, obviously. He's Z, he supports Vladimir Putin, he loves everything that Russia is doing, but this is one of those moments where like even Russian propaganda cannot say that this is normal and they like understand how much of a fucking L this is. And of course he's asking the questions, how can this happen? Who let this happen? What kind of a country do we have here where this is happening? And here once again as they say, когда делаешь расследование, главное не выйти на самого себя, you know? Because if he keeps asking these questions, then, you know, his worldview might shatter, but he's a grifter anyway. He perfectly realizes everything that is happening. He's just in it for the money. But anyway, like, even when Russian propaganda is not defending this shit, you know it's truly bad. So yeah, fellas, what can I say? We just took a gander at Russia's newest developments in robotics. And as a Russian myself, you know, it hurts. Because this is a massive oral loss for everybody, even for those Russians who, like, do not support the Russian governments, right? It is fucking embarrassing, but this right here is what Russia has been diluted to by the governments of Vladimir Putin, by the regime. The whole reason why we do not have shit, why we have not produced anything in the last, like, 30 years since the fall of the Soviet Union that has actually been worthwhile, that people care about. You know, tech, cars, mobile phones, computers, whatever, right? Everything. And once again, the reason why our country is not developing as it could have, the reason why it keeps embarrassing itself is because our government wants to spend more money on rockets and bombs and taking over some lands, than spending money on education, healthcare, research and development, whatever it is. The priorities of Russia are completely fucked up. It's a complete joke, and Russia will pretty much always be like this, it will always lag behind. The stuff that Russia produces will kind of always be worse than the things that China or the West can produce, because the only thing that this government cares about is stealing money and having more and more power. So personally, guys, I don't know, I want to be optimistic, but right now, I do not expect the situation with Russian robotics to get much better. That being said though, guys, I guess that is going to be pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to react to this because I thought it was fucking hilarious and also very telling of, you know, everything that's happening in Russia right now. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then please make sure to once again slap that like button on it. And as always, if you guys want to support me additionally, and that is financially, then go over to the link down in the description, buy me a coffee, or become a channel member right here on YouTube. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video and making it to the very end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.